Go Power Rangers, go anniversary show, let's go. On Netflix.
We may or may
Recent
not
news.
be looking at Power Rangers toys right now.
All right,
everyone. Connor, do the introduction. I'm looking at this.
Go Power Rangers, go anniversary show, let's go. No, so we've been chatting for like the last 20 minutes about Boxy Power Rangers, just from accidental phone scroll, and it was like, oh my god, do you remember this? And then it was like, oh my god, George, I didn't know you watch Power Rangers. What is there we can't talk about? And then it was like, do you remember this episode? Oh, do you remember this episode? Oh, do you remember when Tommy did this? Do you remember Lost Galaxy? Oh, do you remember Lightspeed Rescue? And we've just been chatting through them all.
We've got, look, broadcast and production is split into 3 eras.
Yeah, so 1993 to 2010, arguably the good stuff, but cut off the last two, then yeah. And then the 2011 to 2020 was Nickelodeon stuff.
Oh dear.
I believe.
So they had 10 years of... Let me just check, that's still recording. Yep. 10 years of Nickelodeon. Alright, so...
Yeah.
We had Mighty Morphin for 3 seasons.
Amazing. With all different names.
The Super Sentai counterpart was... I'm not even going to pronounce that.
Yeah, we can't pronounce that.
But Donde está un biblioteca, which roughly translates to, I don't bargain, pumpkin fucker. So was Alien Rangers before Zeo?
Yeah, it's the last 10 episodes. So it's 3.5 technically.
Oh, wow.
It's the end of Mighty Morphin was Alien Rangers.
And none of them are in it? It's just the Alien Rangers, or is...
They go... the Alien Rangers aren't in it, no.
No, like, so is it just the Alien Rangers in Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers? Like, there's no normal people in it?
No, because the normal people are turning into kids.
Okay.
They're all mini Justins.
Oh, dear. Zeo, good. Alright, Mighty Morphin, OP. Like, it's great. It's not aged well, but it's great. Zeo, fine.
From what I remember, fine, yeah.
When we've, like, now that we're in the year of... Oh, by the way, hello, everyone. Nobel Podcast. Episode 243.
Yeah.
The Power Rangers
We've been
special.
talking about the Power Rangers.
This one's for you, Mike. Zeo, fine. Yeah, I enjoy Zeo. Getting into the trait of, like, getting used to... Oh, this is a different show every year. Which was...
every year at that point, yeah.
Turbo's okay. The Turbo movie, not good.
Not good. I don't remember seeing it, so that says a lot. Turbo.
In Space. I love In Space.
Amazing.
I love Power Rangers in Space.
9.5
Andros is my babe.
He's the best Red Ranger.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I also like the Turbo Range, the second generation Turbo Rangers.
And it started on my birthday.
See, look, there's the ice cream man to celebrate.
It's your anniversary ice cream.
Have your anniversary ice cream.
In Space is officially as old as me.
It did. That was the actual day you were born.
Yeah, it's the day.
Fucking hell.
It's as old as me. I'm as old as Andros.
You are Andros.
Reincarnated.
You are Andros Essa. If anyone's really good at mocking something up, can we have Connor's face on the body of Andros from 1998's Power Rangers in Space? Yes. I like how second generation Turbo Rangers, by the way, just fuck off and leave a child in the middle of a battlefield to get in a rocket.
Pie rocket, yeah.
Lost Galaxy. A lot of people I know didn't like this one. Like by that I mean in 1999 that was the kids I went to school with.
Real boomers that we are.
Yeah, we didn't have a podcast in 1999. Podcast didn't exist in the 90s.
No one have a podcast back then. It was just conversations in friends' bedrooms.
A lot of my friends didn't like Lost Galaxy. Like looking back on it, it's certainly not good.
No. It's not good, but it's not bad. Yeah. It's not Turbo.
Can I tell you which one I really don't like?
Lightspeed
Rescue.
Yes, agreed. Yes.
Oh my god.
Power Rangers stupid musket. Power Rangers stupid musket.
Why does the Titanium Ranger have shoulder pads?
Yeah.
Alright, but now we're getting into...
the good
this
stuff.
Is, for me, the peak era. This is like the Disney Renaissance for Power Rangers, right? So it starts with Time Force.
Woohoo! 10 out of 10.
2001.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Anything with time travel.
I own some of this on VHS.
Yes.
Agreed. I don't know where it is. It was a gold case. It was... Wes's... You know, all Power Rangers have power-ups because toys... So they'd have the basic power-up, which was just a little bit extra, and then another one on top of that, and then a big fuck-off massive
God
one
mode.
That was usually the last episode was when they used it, because they would just blow
Some
up.
Dragon Ball Z shit.
And then they'd stand up and be fine.
Yeah.
The one that he had with the roller skates and the weird cockerel fin, I had that.
Okay, yeah,
I had the Morpher from this one, because back in my day, all the kids took the morphers to school and we all played Power Rangers. There'd be 20 of us being 5 different colours.
Just being 5 years.
Multiverse. Really good. Wild Force. I love because of the animals. We was talking about how in Toys R Us, like you'd have like the Power Rangers stuff either in the big front centre,
in the big
like display when you'd come in,
or
you'd have it down the action figure aisle. Like you'd have all the stuff. You'd have the morphers, especially for this. You had the saber that you could buy the crystal, the animal Zord crystals to put in the thing, and then do the doo-doo-doo when you call it. You know, the Wild Zords, descend, and they'd either put it in the circle or they would just call it themselves. It was like kind of strange, but I fucking loved it. What else? What else? No, I'm trying to think of what. And Wild Force had just the versatility of the Zords, like to transform into the Megazord, like for the toys as well. And it's like I always wanted them, so I might, just fucking put some money aside and just eBay it. Because I don't think I had any of the Megazords.
Did you not?
Any? No, I had the spaceship from In the Space, but it was a quarter scale or something like that.
Right.
Obviously, I didn't have it fucking full size because I'm not an astronaut.
None of us are.
Ninja Storm, as we just confirmed.
Amazing.
Number 11 has the best theme tune.
Theme tune, yeah.
February 15, 2013. That's
2013.
2003.
Is that recent? We're really that young. we're minus 25 years old.
Jesus. I loved Ninja Storm.
I think we did. Yeah,
it started the tradition for a little bit. When I say a little bit, it was just really these two, and then it kind of comes back to it later of 3 Rangers, and then some special ones, and then they ended up with 6 anyway. They're great. Cam's like great. The CGI guinea pig is terrible.
Something else. Yeah. MODOK inspired.
Oh, I feel like we should do a watch along of Power Rangers episodes.
Why not?
Dino Thunder, arguably my favourite because I had the most toys. I had all the Rangers.
Did you play the game on PS2 as well?
I didn't have the only game I had here. I had the Game Boy Color
SPD
Advance thing of Time Force.
Oh, okay.
And you end up in the Wild West, and like in that weird one where they ended up all in different time periods before the end, and it was like it was the game from that. Like,
I had the SPD game for Game Boy Advance.
Really?
That I remember playing. Like,
man,
a lot. Probably still got it somewhere.
Yeah, I had all the action figures. And that was the thing as well. Like obviously, merchandiser was big on all of these, but the morpher for this, you could have like the basic one, but then you could just get the different headpieces to represent the different Zords and Rangers and stuff, and it was like that's kind of cool. SPD emergency.
I always called it STD emergency, meaning it's something completely different.
In the year 2025. Oh my god, we're only 2 years away from this happening. From a giant space dog in a robe, and this was when it started. The thing of here's just loads of You had the Cat Ranger. Like you had the Dog Ranger.
The Dog Ranger. Oh,
you had all the others.
Cats and dogs.
Oh, what was he? The Shadow Ranger, but they all had ears.
Shadow. Shadow with ears.
Now for me, this is where the Renaissance ends with 2006's
Mystic Poppy
Here come
song.
the Power Rangers. Mystic
Force. About turning on.
SPD was quite good because it was just guitar.
SPD emergency.
Dino Rangers roar. But Ninja Storm's at the top. Wild Force Axe. More Power Rangers. Power Rangers, Lightspeed, Rescue.
Power Rangers,
that was quite good. Power Rangers, Lost Galaxy.
CGI.
Oh, in space, go Power Rangers, go Power Rangers. In space.
That's fucking shitty Turbo.
Power Rangers, Turbo, go. I don't know what the Power Rangers the other one was.
It's basically Mighty Morphin but remixed.
And that for me is where Power Rangers ends.
Yes, after Mystic Force, who cares?
So it was Overdrive in 2007.
That was crap. Yeah.
Jungle Fury was crap. Crap Wild Force. RPM was
the one that
crap Turbo.
Killed off the timeline, and they all got nuked at the end.
Samurai was when it moved to Nickelodeon, and you got 2 because you'd have Samurai and then Super Samurai.
Which is the same thing for that decade.
Yeah, we got multiple Power Ranger seasons again.
Mega Force, Super Mega Force is the one where every Power Ranger
comes back. Yeah,
every single one. Yeah.
So that was 13 to 14, and then 15, 16, you had Dino. That was a crap Dino Thunder. Ninja Steel was...
Yeah. What's the one that's all digital? I think is it Beast Morphers? It's like the weird... They look like weird Tron Rangers.
Oh, what? Because they've got the new...
They look like they've got goggles on. They don't even look like Rangers. They just look weird.
Dino Fury, sure.
Yeah, another Dino knockoff.
Cosmic Fury.
Oh, in space.
Netflix. So Nickelodeon, but it's moved on to Netflix to become a Netflix original with...
Production, then?
The second, but then it's just 2 flat-out seasons of Dino Fury.
What on earth is Cosmic Fury?
Feature films. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, amazing.
Childhood.
Turbo, shit. Power Rangers 2017.
Still not watched.
Fine. Second, here we go, look. First reboot, second reboot. Untitled, TBA, Netflix. Will any of this get played into with the special Once and Forever, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers special, which we thought was a documentary, but it's not, and that's why we talked about Power Rangers for 10 minutes.
Was it Power Rangers Once and Future?
Once and Always, Future, I'm Zach, this is
Love
Billy, this is Trini's daughter,
Jason David
and
Frank.
then 2 of them are from Gen 2.
Gen 2, play like Pokemon.
Because you have because you have Generation 2. Well, it's just the easier way to do it, isn't it? When when they had the tradition of we hand off to the other one.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. That's it.
So you've got Billy. Gen 1.
Yeah, you got Billy, Adam's
Gen 2. Gen 2 Black. No, he's Gen 2 Black Ranger, isn't he?
Yeah.
So what fucking? Because Zach's in it. So what are we gonna?
So maybe he's the green then, because he was green. Adam was green in Turbo. Before Carlos.
Yeah, but that's Tommy's thing, and
I know.
I think Jason David Frank filmed something for this before he died. I feel like he must have done, because it's been in production for a little while.
Unless
because he hasn't been dead a year yet, has he?
No. At least Aisha or Trini's daughter, Charlie Kirsch's actress.
Maybe she's
maybe
pink.
They swap colours.
Maybe she'll be yellow for her mum.
Yeah.
Pink?
I suppose.
Catherine's in it.
Yeah.
But
Rocky.
I don't fucking know.
Rocky's going to be... David's going to be... Yeah.
David's got to be blue.
So Rocky's red.
Rocky surely is red. Because Rocky, and I'm going to put this out there, better Red Ranger than Jason.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
Then, short-shafted in fucking Zeo, and then he's gone.
See you later.
Gone.
See you later, yeah.
And then he's dead.
And then he's dead. Oh.
Yeah, go on. See if does IMDb list it? You try and find that while we talk about the fact that this is a pop culture podcast and we don't just talk about Power Rangers.
No. Not
some
anymore.
stuff happened. We'll talk briefly on Shazam towards the end, but yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing for DC. It's another list to add to the video.
Yeah. What is Ed say about DC?
What was I going to say now? Have you seen the latest M casting?
M
of James Bond.
Oh no! M is in the magic M word. The Marvel. I thought you were talking about Marvel with M.
No.
What? So they've actually cast M in the new Bond?
They haven't. There's a rumor going around. I think it's due to the Daily Mirror. They have talked about. Apparently, they want to go in a new direction with M.
Right.
In the next film.
Okay.
Which is, we kind of figured that with the with the ending of Daniel Craig's era and his exploding body, that it's kind of going to be hard to keep the MI6 contingents, like all of them, because Calvin Dyson does a very good video. Called him out because he follows me, so he's definitely me mate.
He's a friend.
He's a friend of the show, Calvin Dyson. Put out a video that was on the probability of them staying. And was obviously like the one I'd want to stay the most would be Ben Whishaw as Q, because he could really settle in and do a Desmond Llewellyn and do it until he's like in his 80s or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
But
definitely,
you've got a what is it? Yeah, in like runs through like Moneypenny, M, Tanner, and Q. The likelihood based off of what they've said and things like that, and how it would like logistics. And and that's quite an interesting video. Like, I would love to see them all back, or at least like in some capacity be on again. At least Ray Fiennes, because I think we didn't really get to see his MBM, and also
no, not really.
you had Judy carry over, so you could have Ray Fiennes do it and be either Mallory or just a different M, and just be like reference different shit.
Exactly.
But obviously, because you've seen his character progression, it would make sense if they just did a clean slate. It's comedic actress Daisy May Cooper. Rumoured.
No comment. Yeah.
A lot of people saying like, this would like freshen stuff up and stuff, and obviously other people sitting on the fence of no, this is against the tradition. Like, obviously, yes, she must follow in the footsteps of Bernard Lee, fucking Robert Brown, Judi Dench,
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes. I think it look. I like to keep costs down. It would you don't want a big British actor, because like when you got to the Daniel Craig era, you had these esteemed British actors, very well known, very high in their craft, and then that does make the budget a bit more expensive.
Yeah,
but you need a figure of stoicism for M, be that man or woman. Some person I'd love to see play M, even if it's only for one film. I think Emma Thompson would be good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Emma Thompson up there for sure. Yep. Agree with that.
They don't have to be man, woman, colour doesn't matter.
No,
I think there just needs to be a level of gravitas, and it's a parental figure.
Definitely mental role.
Mental role to Bond.
Whoever
always
they end up. Yeah, whoever ends up being Bond. Even if you've got like the manly, stoic, like Man of Steel type Henry Cavill, but you need someone above Cavill in that sense to kind of coach him.
Would bust their balls, but also kind of is like, that's my agent. I kind of got to back him because he gets the job done.
He's
because
the man.
His name's on the fucking poster, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't go against him.
And I like how with Judi Dench, like they played more into sort of like the maternal sort of overtones of it. Like they play with it a bit in like the end of the Pierce Brosnan era, but it's more at the forefront, especially in Skyfall.
Right. Yeah.
So like I'm far from against a woman playing M.
No.
I just think and no offense to Daisy May Cooper, I think that it needs to be a more esteemed actor.
Right. I don't know who she is. She's in stuff I haven't seen nothing of
fucking the country BBC Three.
Yeah, This Country. I just read it. Yeah, This Country. Yeah.
And she's funny in that. She's fine in that. She's funny, but like I don't know. I've not really seen her in anything else, so I wouldn't be able to judge.
She's been in The Witchfinder, which is a BBC sitcom from last year.
The Witchfinders from season 11.
No, not that Witchfinder.
And why does she?
Am I Being Unreasonable? BBC series that was late last year, but it's got a season 2.
Oh wow!
Coming, as well as a series yet to premiere on HBO Max. It just came out on HBO Max called Rain Dogs.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know who she is. She's been guest judges on like RuPaul's Drag Race, 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. She's been on Taskmaster. She's been a guest on various things, but I don't know who she is in the slightest.
No. But obviously that's not a
knock to her.
But also like nothing's confirmed anyway. So people that are getting really arsey about it, cool your beans. It's not happened yet.
Yeah.
It might happen, and if it happens, then we just got to fucking watch the
tonight.
film.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, it will happen tonight.
Probably, I don't know. But what do we? What is it? Yeah, you just got to get on with it. Really, there's nothing more you can do. It's not a big deal. Just like not a big deal being the
Yeah. So what was your plan on what was your plan on what we were talking about?
I just got some news bit. I got quite a few apparently. Should we run over some stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
So The Last of Us is finished.
No way. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a good bit. It's such a short finale. It's the shortest episode of the bunch.
It's the shortest episode of all time.
It begins and then it ends.
It begins and then it ends. Well, that's how all good things begin and then end. But wow.
No, Last of Us was good, consistent all the way through. Again, shorter than expected finale. A couple of people I watched a couple of people who I knew that watched it were a bit underwhelmed by it, but then they hadn't seen the source material, they hadn't played the game, so they were just kind of like.
I got a lot of people that that no idea what the game is, but have just really enjoyed it.
Exactly, yeah.
But
I think that's what it comes down to.
Chad Stahelski says that interest is pushing forward in his adaptation for Ghost of Tsushima. and has increased ever more since the success of The Last of Us.
So I didn't even know he was trying to. So Chad Stahelski is one of the writers / directors / co-creators of John Wick, which will be a thing on next week's podcast. For
Yes.
Sure. But I didn't know he was going to do a Ghost of Tsushima, which I've not played. I've meant to play it.
He says the curse of a video game to movie is kind of lifted. It can be done.
Definitely
you just got to give it love and attention. He said that on
time
at PostCredPod.
Fair enough. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Need to check out the game before the time that comes out in like 5 years' time.
In 5 years' time.
3 years' time.
The Dead Devil's filming.
Hooray!
Again, because that woman was cast as Vanessa, but that was ages ago, because we've seen pictures on set of Charlie Cox.
Charlie's Cox.
Charlie's Cox. There is Charlie's Cox. Put it away, dirty boy. That's Charlie Cox. Boom.
Single right there.
He's on set in New York.
He's on New York.
He's on New York.
He's on the New York show.
He's on New York. He's climbed the Empire State Building like King Kong. He's got Deborah Ann Woll and
Eldon Henson in his hands.
I was going to say Alan Hansen, but that's a footballer.
Who?
Can't we say we're kids? What are you doing here, Alan Hansen? Do you know what? I really hope that when those characters come back, that it's them. Like the Vanessa Fisk recasting is unfortunate.
That's minor.
It's minor, but like it's still a bit like sour,
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, told you this wasn't part. Like it wasn't part of it. It's a complete reboot. It's like no, we've been shown and it's proved that like it's a soft thing. It happened. Yeah. If you want to watch it. If you haven't watched it,
you put your t-shirt. You put your t-shirt in the washing. If you accidentally put the stuff in, it slightly changes colour. It's not a complete. Oh fuck, we got to get a new shirt. It's just slightly tweaked.
It's slightly lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, slightly tweaked.
They're not going to do the same things again, but they're also not going to
disencourage that nothing happened before. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really care. I don't fucking know. I do care about Daredevil Born Again because it's going to be great.
3 shows length. So yeah, it's going to be great.
It is because that's next year.
It is 2024.
Because Loki, we don't know when that is anymore.
No one does in 2023 at the minute. What is going on with the MCU in 2023? It's almost like a Warner Brothers situation. It feels like. It could be coming. It could be turning into that slowly.
I mean, we don't know.
Every day something different.
We do know that the Punisher's back in,
and that is glamorous
because John Bernthal posted it on Instagram as
well.
The
good outweighs the bad, and that was news.
The big bad Punisher. The big bad Punisher. I sound like Batman. I'm John Bernthal.
Punisher man.
I'm John Bernthal. John Bernthal is such
Imagine
a
him
nice
as a
guy.
Batman.
You know what?
Like an Elseworlds one-off Batman.
You know what? He would have been a good DCU Batman.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
I don't think they would have cast him because he's not a big enough name.
No.
And they would have needed. We need our Robert Downey Jr., but we can't find him. And we don't want to look smaller. Yeah. Here's Ben Affleck, who said he's only in the film for like 5 minutes of The Flash, but that's a problem for a different thing. What are we talking about? Marvel, aren't we? Yeah, because Loki's happening, but we don't know when.
Yeah.
What if we'll end with season 3?
Mm-hmm.
A new character named Kahori will debut in What If season 2. Our episode is titled "What Would Happen If the Tesseract Fell to Earth and Landed in the Sovereign Indonesian Confederacy." I'm sorry if I butchered that. Before the colonization of America, basically.
Yeah, before the colonization of America. Yeah. That makes sense.
What would happen if Native Americans found the Tesseract before colonization and basically anything had happened? I don't know. Maybe it's a peaceful time. Maybe that's the timeline we want to be in.
It's peace.
Everyone's just lovely.
No villains. No Egyptians running amok. No time-travelling dimension hoppers.
Mm-hmm.
Just, peace all round.
Peace in our time. And Ultron's quote goes to the fact that apparently he's in Armor Wars. Apparently James Spader is returning to voice the role of Ultron 5 minus the 5.
Ultron 5. Ultron Mark 5.
That's what he was in the comics. It was Ultron 5.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I just know him as Ultron.
It was the fifth. It was the 5th version that they'd tried. Well, that Hank Pym had tried to create.
Oh, fair enough.
Some of these are old. Some of these go back to 7th of March. That was when Secret Wars was being pushed back while it was being made into 2 films. Sure, I have.
I think it will at this point.
We've waited for fucking Avengers films. We can wait more.
Yeah.
Wait more, damn it. Wait more. Wait less. Wait at the same time. Give me pictures of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Venom 1 and 2 actress Peggy Lou will reportedly be in a live-action segment as Mrs. Chen in
Mrs.
Spider-Verse, along
Mrs.
with
Chen.
the long-rumoured Tom Holland in live-action.
I want to eat Mrs. Chen.
You want to eat Mrs. Chen?
Oh, the spider.
Will we see any of those things happen? Probably.
We
It's
pro-
Spider-Man Sony movie. Anything could happen.
Tom Holland's got to be in a Spider-Verse Part 2, Beyond the Spider-Verse, the second half. He's got to be in it. I
I don't feel like he has to be live action though. I feel like he could just be the voice, and then they just, do the animated flippy stuff. Because then it's,
do the flippy stuff, and then at the end, have the post-credit be Tom Holland's chucked out the animated world and be like, oh my god, I've got to do something. There's a dynasty coming. I got to step up and Power Rangers my way out of this.
Oh jeez, Mr. Stark, is it Keg Dynasty?
Yeah, it's the time.
Peace in our time. Because I keep forgetting Armor Wars is a film.
Exactly.
So Ultron's going to be rebuilt by Damage Control. Damage Control are actually going to accidentally switch him back on, and then that's going to be the conclusion of the Iron Man story, is dealing with an Iron Man created villain in a film without Iron Man.
A film without Iron Man. Yeah.
All the Iron Man elements, none of the Iron Men.
None of the iron.
No, yeah.
All of the man, none of the iron.
Too much iron in your blood. A Mephisto special presentation is reportedly in the works, with Sacha Baron Cohen still attached to star as Mephisto.
Something to see. That would be something to see.
Do we need Mephisto yet? No.
Is it have him behind Battleworld. have him
on Battleworld, but he just
Wars.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah. No, Mephisto will just turn up when we least expect it.
Yeah, he always does. Like right now, he's flying out. I'm tapping on the wind. Oh my god, it should be Kevin Novak. Should be Mephisto.
Yes.
I'm tapping on, and he just plays. He just plays Nandor, but in red. Yeah.
Oh no.
And then, who's
Who?
like his weird dumpy assistant, he's
Kevin Novak's assistant.
no, in Mephisto's got that
What, Blackheart?
Is it Blackheart?
Yeah, I think Blackheart. Mephisto and Blackheart in the
No,
comics.
who's someone that Matt Berry could play, basically.
Blackheart.
You really are the most devious bastard in hell.
Yeah, powerful demon created by Mephisto. Yeah, I'm sure it's Blackheart.
He must have others. He must have.
Yeah, I do
type
not
in Mephisto's friends, and while you do that,
Mephisto's Marvel friends.
Moon Knight season 2, which is probably happening.
We hope so. Something's got
a Kang variant in there, maybe. I mean, sure, but I feel like that's a bit much for any of them to deal with, any of the personalities. But I'm here for it. Secret Invasion, which is soon. When is Secret Invasion?
Should be April. Unless that's been pushed back.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, you're not boring us, audience. We're boring ourselves. Actress Charlene Woodley has confirmed she is playing Nick Fury's wife, Priscilla, in Secret Invasion.
Nice.
So we get some backstory on old
Samuel
Nicholas
Jackson.
J.
Yeah.
On Samuel L.
Nicholas
Jackson.
L. Furious Jackson.
Nicholas Hammond himself.
Nicholas
Jurassic Parks. Jurassic Parks. Samuel L. Jackson. He would have been a good tinkerer, old Matt Berry.
Matt Berry.
Yeah.
I suppose he would have, yeah.
I've created all this technology.
Alistair Smash.
You cannot stop me now, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Well
done. Well done.
In a parallel universe, Matt Berry as Wilson Fisk is hilarious.
That's an image.
This city,
Vanessa.
when I was a boy, it's all right. I'm doing Secret Millionaire.
Clint Barton. Okay.
The man without fear in Hell's Kitchen needs kicking the shit out of his wind.
And you'll never see me coming.
You'll never see me coming. Shazam, 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 Shazam. What else we got?
Lightning with my hands. Lightning with my hands.
Avatar 3. Reportedly, there's a 9-hour cut which will be put as a limited series on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Can I be the first to say no thanks?
No thanks.
Watch the movie and then maybe watch it again someday.
As a series.
Before I die. Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 1 reportedly definitely confirmed for 2024.
Ooh.
We don't know when, but also it's a fan art poster, so maybe it's not real. Nothing's real, Michael, if you don't believe it. Them sports documentaries on Netflix are getting Season 2s. Breaking Point and Full Swing. I haven't watched Full Swing. I watched Breaking Point. Breakpoint, sorry, the tennis one. Very good. When before the we could talk about the unit spin-off for Doctor Who.
Well, what's the latest with that? I don't know.
It's happening.
It's confirmed
well,
now.
It's basically confirmed by everyone but the
It's
BBC.
been confirmed. Oh, okay.
Basically a Torchwood-esque unit show with Kate Stewart and presumably Martha's been banded about. I'd love to see Freema Agyeman back.
Oh.
So Doctor Who Leaks posted, and I'll once again reiterate that a villain anthology spin-off is happening. Each episode is based off of a separate villain.
Cool.
Can confirm, and it's animated, said at Matt Hall, but the A's are X's.
Right, okay.
It's going to be a Disney animation team working on it. Take of that what you will, so it'll basically be just, here's how all the villains came to be, even though you've seen it if you've been watching it since 1963.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how these happened. Do you really care about how the Sontarans were born, you fuckers?
Santa ha!
Santa ha!
Ha! Ha! Ha!
All you need is
chocolate.
Stall of the
Chocolate.
10th Sontaran battle fleet.
Chocolate.
Dan Starkey's going to be a guest on Who Knew, the new season of Who Knew podcast with Josh Carr. So,
Brum brum.
uh,
Josh Cat.
I always put forward that we should be on that, and I always get ignored, and now we're definitely getting ignored because we've just related his surname to a Brum Brummobile.
To Brum. To Josh Brum.
Oh. There's never been a podcast on Brum. We should do the Brumcast.
Brumcast. Oh no.
The Star Wars movies with Patty Jenkins and Kevin Feige have been shelved
cancelled.
indefinitely.
Yeah, no more.
We kind of just knew that Kevin Feige was going to produce one and that Patty Jenkins was doing the Rogue Squadron.
Nod to the game, but
Yeah.
no longer happening. Instead of Wonder Woman 3, so now both of them aren't happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we switch to the other side?
Hello from
We'll start off with the fact that Warner Brothers Discovery believes that the HBO in HBO Max turns away many potential subscribers.
Which part don't they like, the HBO or the Max part? They just want normal HBO, or they just want Max?
Because they're changing it to Max, aren't they?
Yeah, Max.
So they believe that the HBO is damaging.
The brand.
But arguably, HBO is the only thing making good things
Well,
for.
that's what I mean.
you
People
know,
would
Warner
associate
Brothers
HBO
Discovery.
with good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, not Max.
Yeah, not meh, which is what
Meh.
Max would be. It was just meh if you take out the HBO.
Yeah, Max.
Like
Max
a lot
what?
of comments were just, how stupid are Warner Brothers? Turns out very.
Ben. Then Tom. Then Jen for Jennifer. Then Sid.
Are you alright?
I'm just coming up with other streaming names.
Oh, okay.
Max, Ben, Sid, Jen.
We got confirmation that James Gunn will direct DCU inaugural film, Superman Legacy.
Superman Legacy,
which
yeah.
he did a post about. He was tossing. Sorry, that's the wrong word.
Yeah, that's wrong phrase.
He was
Keep it PG.
He was weighing up his options when it came to directing because he never likes to direct stuff if he's not fully in it, kind of thing.
That's fair.
He doesn't mind writing stuff and then having someone else come in and do it. Obviously, being an overarching producer on the DCU,
on the universe at this
he
point.
said he's not going to be directing everything.
No.
But it's coming out on his dad's birthday, and he didn't even realise, and he kind of just sort of fell into a place with it where it's the parentage of Superman, like Jonathan and Martha Kent, as well as Jor-El and whatever his wife's name is.
His wife, isn't it?
Whatever Mrs. Superman is called.
Jor-El
but like
Ellie.
being a man of two worlds, and that whole thing appealed to him. So a lot of people are excited, and
Lara
at the same,
Lovan.
Yes.
Lara Loven.
Lara Loven.
Lara Loven.
Dijon Lovren.
Laura the Mandalorian.
Yes, the Vandalorian.
Vandalorian.
Yeah, so I mean, fine. Yeah, I think it makes sense to be the tone setter and then sort of go and don't fuck it up, and then maybe have him do a Justice League if you get to it.
If he gets to it, yeah.
A Justice
League versus
Society
the Authority.
if they are still a thing. Because who the fuck knows at this point?
Shazam do.
Shazam sort of do.
Society
knows.
Wait, the Avengers Society. Now that sounds like something else.
That sounds great, and I'm Jack Nicholson, and I'm not playing the Joker. I'm just wandered onto set, and I'm fucked off my face. Keanu Reeves confirms and discusses cameo in John Wick's spin-off Ballerina, which is starring the beautiful Ana de Armas.
Marilyn Monroe herself.
She is
reincarnated.
She is perfection, and I can't wait for the spy rom-com movie with Chris Evans.
Yes.
Ghosted.
Which
is directed by Dexter Fletcher.
Ah, so more reason to watch it.
I love Dexter Fletcher, and I love Ana de Armas, and I love Chris Evans, so what's not to like about Ballerina? See, we got back to it. I can't wait for John Wick 4 because it's got a very high approval score. Not that really makes any difference anyway, because when we get into Shazam, it doesn't mean jack shit.
No, it doesn't.
But it seems like there's still like the practical effects. Like they showed one of the stunt guys doing the falling down the escalator bit from John Wick 4, which when we see that in context is going to look great because it's keeping the art of doing things practical alive.
Yeah. Realism, immersion.
And the fact that we're getting spin-offs and it's actually going to build a universe, which I can really get behind.
The JWU. The Drew.
The Drew. Wait a minute. But yeah, we look forward to John Wick 4 and a Ballerina spin-off. And remember when they rumoured that they were going to do like the crossover with Atomic Blonde? Like that would have just been phenomenal.
Something.
Can you imagine Charlize Theron, Ana de Armas, and Keanu Reeves in one film, in a universe, in a film? God, I want it. Just three utterly nice, crazy attractive people.
Plus
just nice.
Plus Lance Reddick, Lawrence Fishburne,
Lance Reddick,
Bill Skarsgård.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Died at the age of 60?
60 due to natural causes.
Oh, it's horrible.
Dedicated to John Wick 4. Dedicated to.
It is dedicated to him. That's good. He does what? There's a thing he's doing coming up that he talks about in an interview before he passed.
Yeah, let's get it up.
Is it a DC thing? I feel like it's a DC thing.
It's a ballerina thing. Yeah, he's in Ballerina.
No, something.
Right.
Keep going. No, down to TV. Down. Down. Power Rangers. Percy Jackson the Olympians. Sorry, that's what he talked about
DC.
in a, grungy and because he's playing Zeus in season 1, presumably of
what big role
Percy
in
Jackson.
the books? Because I sort of had the first book and didn't read it.
He's there.
He's just kind of there.
He's kind of a bit of a antagonist. I don't know. I've not read.
Also playing Hellboy in a game thing for the
Rest in peace, Lance.
Yeah.
The Continental salutes you. Because he was a voice in Destiny.
Yeah, and it reckoned that I read something like the night before.
Everyone gathered around his characters.
Yeah. And he was playing Destiny 2, and he was on it for like 300 hours, and basically he was just saying how much of a gamer he was, and he adored Destiny.
Oh, man.
He was playing it the night before he passed away.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Makes you want to play Destiny.
It doesn't, because Destiny is shit. The first one was bad, and then the weird add-on to it was meant to make it good, but it's just more money. And then Destiny 2 is okay because on Game Pass and it's free, but then there's like 4 separate add-on releases.
Yeah, expansions that don't seem to end. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I know him from Quantum Break, the Xbox One,
the
next
live action,
gen, live action movie hybrid game
2016,
thing.
wasn't it?
2016 Xbox One next gen.
Have you seen that Sean Ashmore's been talking about doing another one? Like people have been playing it and saying like, why isn't there another one? It's like I'm game, and he's like tagged Quantum Break and like the studios in it, and apparently there's murmurings that it could happen, but not yet.
Hope.
All right, before we jump into full Shazamness, because we'll talk spoiler free and then spoiler filled next week.
Yeah, fine.
I want to talk about my favourite thing that Zachary Levi has ever done.
Chuck.
Yes,
Chuck.
So he's always been hopeful for a movie, and it's been talked about on and off since 2012. Like since the show ended, he's talked about it. and he's always been hopeful that like about a movie. The co-stars have always been like, oh, you know, when are we finally like getting this movie going? Like it's been written, it's been unwritten, it's been in various limbo stages of production. And Zachary Levi, I think this week has talked about, I think because he had more, obviously, while doing press for Shazam, has had questions from the Chuck fans. And he's still hopeful that a movie will happen, believes that it can work, because in his head, like, because I think this was a Twitter post from about 5, 6, maybe longer years ago. He talks about, he always envisioned that it would end with a trilogy.
Right, fair enough.
Because it's always Chuck versus, is the title. Is always Chuck versus the so-and-so. Like, the last episode is Chuck versus the Goodbye. The first one's Chuck versus the Intersect. Yeah. And it was like, he basically gave his titles for what the movie would be, like the movies would be, and basically like, I'll do it there, and then that would be it. And then there would be no more Chuck. Like, I see, like, it's always seemed like it could scale up very easily to feature film,
yeah.
At least once I'd like to see those characters again, and where are they now, kind of, because there is a cliffhanger with the conclusion
with Chuck.
Yeah, Chucky comes in and murders him.
Everyone.
But like with the characters, there is a cliffhanger, which we've never as of yet see be resolved. So I'm still up for it, especially considering we don't know what's happening with his main thing that he's doing, Shazam!
Shazam! Fury of the...
Neither of us turned into godly people.
Oh,
damn it.
We ran out of budget.
Shit.
Talking about the Power Rangers and looking at the effects.
£30. I mean, 30 million quid.
30 million quid. We talk about Shazam!
Shazam!
Oh, it didn't fucking work then either.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Spoiler free. I know bits about it. I've not seen it yet. It's one of the
shock horror.
It's one of the it's one of the 16 films that I want to see in March. There's loads of films out in March.
Yeah, there's a fair bit.
There's 65 million films out in March.
Oh, okay, that's a fair bit.
Like 65. John Wick.
65 minutes worth of.
Did you watch 65?
Yeah,
like it?
It was fine. Adam Driver was fine, but the rest of the movie was it was a bit of a slog. Yeah,
no.
65 minutes. It should have been, not 90.
Oh damn it!
Yeah.
Well, at least it was 90, so it was not.
Yeah.
Did it still feel long and drawn out at 90 minutes?
It literally should have stopped around genuinely the 70th minute, and the last act went on and did a mini Jurassic World Dominion
and went and here's
dinosaur fight.
And here's 65 characters. The 65.
65 leaves. They're the characters.
Oh
leaves.
My god.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
No, it's fine. I don't want to ever want to watch it. I give it props for its jump scare. Sam Raimi's producer, and he definitely, like, there was bits where I felt like the energy didn't have a lack of energy, and I was kind of dipping out and didn't want to go to sleep. And all of a sudden, BAM! Whether I was in the cinema or not.
Shot by Adam Driver.
And the sound, it penetrated my ears and my drums.
Came into the cinema, went, wake up, Connor, and then shot
him. This was like every 5 minutes. There was always a bit where I was like, the scene's kind of going on, and then Adam Driver's doing a make-believe sign language with the deaf girl in the film. I don't think the actress who plays the girl is deaf, but in the film they make out as if she can't speak English.
Yeah. So is it real ASL or is it made-up movie
ASL?
No,
definitely made-up movie.
Yeah.
Definitely made-up movie.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's fine. Adam Driver carries it, but there isn't anything else to carry when the movie is kind of just a there-and-done movie. It's something I've seen.
Is it better than The Dead Don't Die?
Oh, for me, it has to be. I haven't even finished The Dead Don't Die. I'll have to go back to it one of these days.
That was a film that happened.
Yeah, it did happen. No, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, but there's so many films that I want to see this month, including Shazam!
Yeah,
Shazam. What else have I not seen? I've not seen loads. I mean, I only saw Quantum Mania like 2 weeks ago.
That was like 6 months worth of catching up then.
That literally was. So the SHAZAMILY are back in Shazam Fury of the Gods.
The Sham family, yeah.
The Sham family? They're a sham.
The Shazam.
Charlatans.
The Shah family.
What did you make of Shazam Fury of the Gods? Creed 3, still not seen.
Yeah, Creed 3.
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
I don't know what else.
Then
Mario's coming out.
Rye Lane looked quite funny. Yeah, Mario is definitely coming out.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that's end of the month. Air, that's got 100% Rotten Tomato score. It's about Nike and Michael Jordan and some Nike
It's also only had
partnership.
12 reviews.
Fair enough. I didn't know that part, but it's meant to be phenomenal and it's out next week.
John Wick, obviously. But anyway, Shazam.
Yes, Shazam. No lightning bolt this time. It never will be.
Never will be.
No, for those that like the first one, I was a naysayer of the first one. This second movie...
Did you not like the first one?
I wasn't excited for it. No, I think when I saw the movie, yeah, cool. But I definitely
we
was like...
saw it the weekend before, didn't we? Because it was like an early... It wasn't as unlimited screening. It was just an early... Here's the previews for Shazam.
Yeah.
And we went, fuck it. And everyone was there and we were kind of like, this is
so much better than we thought, yeah.
I love the first Shazam.
I love the second Shazam as well.
Yay!
Yeah, no, this is a good...
a lot of people have said it's made less on its opening weekend than it did against Morbius.
Disgusting.
And word of mouth is kind of killing, like it's
it's definitely killing it. But also it's been Mother's Day.
But also, so I don't remember who wrote it, but it's like you can like attribute it to a lot of things. And one of the main things is the fact that there's a big reset coming and no one's really bothered because we don't know
what is going on.
We don't know because there's not a definitive answer whether Shazam, version of Shazam, will be in the DCU and whether it's continuing. Because there's been talk of like it's always been left open, and Zachary Levi's like, if we do more, like, you know, there's definitely more stuff for us to do. If not, I'm very grateful for what we got to make.
The problem is, not to jump ahead and do the post-credits and do the film backwards, there is kind of a loose, kind of fall breaky, oh, this would be fun if we carry on, but hey, go and see it, guys. Oh, wait, the Avengers are out. Shit, we shouldn't have talked about that, and then it just ends. There is a loose plan under the James Gunn regime, should it continue, and it would be nice if some of them...
Do you think the JSA are going to continue?
I mean, we don't know about the JSA, but do you know that scene?
I know what the scene is, because I know the complications behind the post-credit scenes.
The complications.
Do you know that between the two films?
It's about if you smell what certain someone's been cooking. Yeah,
it's made me go off of him a little bit. I don't know about you.
Well, I was a bit disheartened. He turned heel. He did it back in 2003. Why are you doing it 20 years later, you dick?
We're not going to go into depth on it because there's other characters in it. But is it two post-credit scenes? Yeah, there is, because there's another Mr. Mind one, which isn't a spoiler. And they
absolutely rinse the first movie and acknowledge that nothing's happened. It is literally just Mark Strong with a beard in doing the same thing, and it's kind of like he hears a voice and he's like, I don't know what the quote is. He's like, who's there? Like, Mr. Mind? Like, where are you? And then the caterpillar, again, in the same position, talks to him, and he's like, right, one more phase of our plan... something, and then it all come together, and then Mark Strong says something like, well, why have I been in here for 2 years and nothing's happened? And he goes, Mr. Mind generally says something like, well, he don't have an answer, and he literally just slimes off, and you're like, what? Did they just break did they rinse their own post-credit scene?
Because it's David F. Sandberg the voice, right? He's the voice of Mr. Mind. He's back for the sequel. He said after he's done with superheroes.
I mean, for now.
I think it's generally the negative stuff that he's getting off of this. So obviously with the reset coming, we don't know the future of Shazam, this version of Shazam at the very least, because Zachary Levi's even said in interviews, even if I don't carry on, like, this character needs to be in the DCU.
Yeah, he needs to live.
He's a fun character.
Definitely.
Obviously, it's going to get harder because Asher Angel is getting older.
A bit, yeah.
Especially with the fact that, like, this is 4 years after the first one.
And
are they all
Jack Dylan Grazer
4 years older?
Yeah. Especially in the first, Jack Dylan Grazer, who plays Eddie. He was Eddie in It.
He's Eddie in It. He is Freddy in
Freddy.
Freddy and Freddy.
So Freddy. Yeah, no, Freddy definitely fucking noticed in the first sentence. I thought, oh, good God, this is a Finn Wolfhard, like, It. Oh, Stranger Things 4 scenario.
He's hit the threshold.
This is something. But then he kind of nurtures and sounds like how he did in the first movie, and he does the whole same, walk with his stick. And I was kind of like, oh, this is Shazam 1 again. Whereas in the first act, he genuinely sounded as if he was a different person. It's like, oh God, this is not too great.
Yeah.
A couple of the other kid actresses, like Darla, is exactly the same.
Yeah, because she was... How old was she in the first one?
Oh, I don't know. I
feel like she was like 9.
Oh, what, the actress or the actual character in universe?
I feel like she was like 8 or 9. Like, she was young, but fucking aware enough to be a fantastic part of that film. Like, her timing in, like, some of the jokes was...
Rosa... Oh, it's Darla.
Darla!
Oh. Darla Dudley, Faith Herman.
How old is Faith?
She's 15. 5,
so yeah, she would have been...
11. 10, 11 when they filmed it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Jesus.
For a 10, 11-year-old, she held up, like...
child performance and a half,
like, she really held her own as a, like, fairly, I'm assuming, inexperienced performer before Shazam.
She was in Watchmen as well.
She was embodied as Grace.
But Grace was.
So Criminal Minds was their first thing, which is obviously like an extra. This Is Us. Wow.
Really, she was in This Is Us.
But yeah, for like your second feature film, like to be that good, and
yeah.
it's all the same kids returned.
Yeah, there's not one that's been changed apart from their voice for vocal cords occasionally.
Yeah, and
but no.
they recast one of the adults, didn't they? They recast Mary Marvel or Mary Shazam. Adult Mary Shazam. Yeah,
replacing Michelle Ball from the first film.
Yeah.
Really, I thought it was the same person.
No,
I didn't notice it was a recast.
It's the thing, because she's talked about the one that plays her now. Talks about how I just took it on for a job, and it's like, it's not saying she hates what she did. It's just that she needed to pay the bills. That's why she took on Shazam, and then was engrossed in this world.
Okay. Oh, fair enough.
Overall, the tone is the tone in line with the first Shazam movie.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bit. People might have issues with how the villains are introduced and kind of the meandering around in like the first act. I've seen a review where essentially the first, second act was great, and then the third act goes big and cosmic and epic, which isn't needed for the grounded, relatable family film. I was a big fan of the third act. Yeah, it did kind of feel a bit it wasn't too much. It was good. It was a small scale adventure. What Quantumania should have been. A small adventure going out with a big bang. Mm-hmm. So I'd say like this was Quantumania, but on a bigger scale.
It's Helen Mirren come to steal back the powers of the wizard.
Jamon
Honsu's in it?
Quite a bit. And
is it flashbacks or is he...
No, he's in the plot and he's there and he fucks and...
But didn't he drive? Didn't he die?
Didn't he drive?
He disappeared, like in Shazam 1.
Yeah, I feel like he lost his energy and he did like disintegrate.
He just started working at Starbucks or something.
That's in the end. That's at the end. He becomes a normal guy. But then he also gets staff back and he disappears. And he like Billy, Freddy, whatever the fuck his name is. Freddy says he gets pimped out and he looks like a pimp. So that was quite amusing. Right. But no, the wizard, Shazam the wizard himself is actually in this movie quite a bit. And he was good comedic relief.
Really?
He actually got to do quite a bit in it.
Yeah. Did I mention that movie that came out last year?
No other gods, no other person with the powers of the cosmic being known as Shazam. No, nothing. No, nothing. No acknowledgement to that movie. Yeah.
Which I find weird, the fact that they made such a big thing in Shazam 1 of like, Black Adam was the reason that the 7 Deadly Sins got released.
Right.
And there's no mention of that in Black Adam because obviously
absolutely not. No.
It's more of a Dwayne Johnson. I'm putting what I want in this.
Yeah, putting it on the map, and it's going to be the power that changes the DCU.
Yeah. The power of hierarchy, power hierarchy, key hierarchy.
Yeah, and he didn't do jack.
How are the SHAZAMILY?
Oh, pretty good. I mean, the adult actors got to do a bit more than they were briefly in the last 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, especially for all the other ones, apart from Zachary Levi. I've heard that Zachary Levi is one of the weaker parts of this one. I've heard that out of Billy and Shazam, like Asher Angel steals it in terms of what he's struggling with.
I say Asher Angel's not in it as much as I thought he would have been, really. Because the movie is kind of them, like my issue with Quantumania, it's them from the super perspective, whereas Elements and other reviewers are kind of pointed out, like, you don't get, like, when they're in the Shazam cave, if you like, and they're doing the superhero stuff, it's all of them in their OP super pose. Like, they're all sitting in their thing playing arcades and stuff, but it's not them as kids like it should be, it's them as adults.
Them as adults, yeah.
And Zachary Levi does a lot of the humour and like kid-type delivery, which works because of the character, but it should be them doing it because they're kids. So it was kind of a bit of a discombobulated, but once I got over it, then I just kind of took it for what it was, and it was still mildly amusing. There was a couple of jokes that I thought were just going to be jokes of that scene, and they weren't going to come up again, but they did come up in very good, cleverly written ways, but in the form of, oh yeah, they're kids, they don't know what the fuck they're saying, and they don't know like how to stop and how to express themselves because they're 5-year-olds. Like, so to speak. Yeah, so there's a couple of there was good humorous jokes with that. There was a good bunch of jokes with that element in mind. Yeah, all the adults do the talking, yet they're kids. So
that's good.
It worked. If it's any other movie, it'd be a bit.
Yeah. Don't really know what else to ask. But so would you say Zachary Levi was bad in this? Because a lot of people said he was like piss poor. I've seen people say.
No.
As an example, or the fact that he kind of let the side down with the fact that Billy's toying with, like, one of the things is he's aging out of the foster system,
Yeah.
and like he's doing a lot more emotional lifting, and then Zachary Levi's just kind of falling flat with the comedy he's bringing. But Mike has said that a lot of the jokes land a lot better than most Phase 4 movies do.
Well, yeah. Sorry, Marvel. We got to give the point to DC. Yeah, no. With this particular movie, yeah, maybe one of them didn't. It kind of made me go like, okay, but then majority of the jokes I genuinely got a good laugh out of and was cleverly written because they're kids. So if this was any other movie, then maybe it'd be just an MCU movie where it's not as funny. DC are trying to copy them and it's just kind of not working. But because it's them, adults, superpowered, godly adults in the form of 9-year-old kids, it's brilliant when you actually find out what they are. The jokes are. It's so that's good because that's what a kid would say, despite them being like Greek Adonises. You know, it is good. It's cleverly written. In my mind, I'll defend the film till my grave.
So where's it rank for you in terms of the other DCU stuff?
It's on par with the first. I think because of the nitpicky stuff, I wouldn't say it's better than the first, but it's honestly as close.
You did debate whether it was above it before when you first watched it, didn't you? You were kind of like it could.
Because of how different, it's just of how different and more grand scale. Yeah, it's a small time story of an adventure it was. Whereas the first one was I wouldn't say it was too much of a comedy, but it didn't until Mark Strong met Billy in the film. You were watching two separate movies. You were watching the Mark Strong solo I Hate My Dad and I Hate Life movie, and then you're watching the kids do funny stuff and we're going to take the piss out of all the comic book heroes, and then when they eventually clash, it was kind of like, alright, this is what you're watching. Shazam 2 from the get-go is like a bit of teen drama angst because these kids are naturally growing up and they're going through school and they're going through like life as normal teenagers. Then they've got their alter egos where alright, they might be getting picked on still, they might be going through some rough stuff, but Shazam, one word, and they've got all their problems resolved. Life is in their favour. Alright, Helen Mirren and is it Lucy Wu?
It's Lucy Liu, isn't it?
Lucy Liu. I don't know what I call Lucy Wu. Lucy Liu. They were good, but because without going into the spoilers for them, the twist that they do with those villains, I did not see coming. So I was pleasantly surprised in the second to third half. I was like, I did not see that coming whatsoever. It ended on a really good positive note, and quite frankly I want to see more of these characters at least, and just these kids go through further adult development and
until they can just play the Shazams themselves.
Ideally, yeah. But then because of the important post-credit of Shazam's future, to say the least,
Shazam's future potentially in the DCU.
Yeah, potentially should it
because
continue.
It was with someone that we know is sticking around.
Two people from the Gunverse, I'd call it. Two people from the form of Peacemaker turn up. Emilia Harcourt and the other guy from Peacemaker.
Is it not Waller?
No, not Waller. No, it's. I can't think of the character's name. It's James Gunn's wife and the guy with glasses from the 2021 Suicide Squad. The sort of long-haired, curly guy.
Oh, I don't know then.
I can't think of his fucking name. Steve Agee, yeah. So it's Jennifer Holland and Steve Agee.
Okay.
Yeah, so they turn up, and they basically recruit Shazam for. They say so. Shazam says the Authority, kind of coming up with a name, and then she says the like.
Oh, it's on behalf of Amanda Waller.
Yeah, on behalf of.
Spoilers, by the way.
Behalf of the Justice Society. And he's like, "Oh my God, you're part of the Justice League?" He's like, "What's the difference between the Justice League and Justice Society?" And they're kind of like, "No, like we're not with Batman. Like, you're with Batman and Wonder Woman and da-da-da." Wonder Woman's in it.
I mean,
Wonder Woman's in it.
You're going into spoilers.
Wonder Woman's in it and plays a bit of a role in the ending. Not to do with the post-credit, but she's kind of there at the end. Quite important.
But Gal Gadot was not there. That's mad that that's all body double. Oh, that's not Gal Gadot.
We see her face in the third act. She's definitely in the third act.
Yes, CGI onto body double.
She voices it.
Yeah, but it's not actually her being there, like fully doing it. I've seen various like behind the scenes stuff of it's just like stunt people, and then they've CGI'd Gal Gadot's voice, face onto the body of the stunt double when she's recorded it.
Oh, okay, I beg to differ. That's as bad as the Superman ending to Shazam 1. Oh, here he is. Oh, never mind. But so Shazam goes on a date with Wonder Woman early in the movie. But then she takes her to a restaurant and he tries to get into the Justice League, which was a very amusing segment because she literally is in her gear. They don't show her face. You only see the end of her hair, and she doesn't say a single word, but she clearly moves. And that to me screamed, obviously this is going to be like a Superman situation. It ain't going to be her, and she's not in the movie. But then Shazam goes for a cheeky kiss, and all of a sudden Jimon Honsu's face inserts and appears, because that's his way of warning Shazam that, Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu are coming. You got to get your shit together, put it in your pants, and help save this movie and this franchise, man. But you literally see a full body shot of Gal Gadot's body and Jimon Honsu's face on Wonder Woman, and it's something to behold in itself. But then the movie happens, something happens in the third act, and then, she's in the fucking thing. It's definitely her. To my knowledge and mind, it's Gal Gadot. She's in it. She says some things. And, of course, her future's unclear. But she appears in it. She was in it. But who's to say she's in The Flash? I don't know.
Well, because apparently The Flash will open with the Justice League stopping people, and then it's them trying to stop Barry from altering the timeline. Fuck it, just have Shazam in it. I don't know. Obviously, we'll go into spoilers next week, deep dive. But
Shazam tries to get recruited into the Justice Society by Amanda Waller.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with any of that.
No. Especially if it's the James Gunn regime, then yeah.
I mean, it's just so confusing because I was really excited for Shazam too, but then it was what's actually happening? Because look, in 2023, DC Studios CEO James Gunn stated he was interested in retaining Zachary Levi alongside other select DCEU cast members for the upcoming DC universe, which is intended to succeed and soft reboot the DCEU. However, Sandberg stated in February that Levi's future in the DCEU could depend on the reception of Fury of the Gods,
which hasn't exactly gone in their favour.
Yeah, but also I think it's it's fatigue, it's people not really bothered, and it's the fact that
they know that the DC's changing anyway. Yeah, they know it's changing.
A lot of people basically said that what is the point of watching these films when they come out when they've got no apart from Flash. Flash is the reason that the universe is going to change. So
inputs. Yeah.
Apart from that, what is the point? What's the motivation to do this?
Yeah.
And the honest truth is there isn't really. You've just kind of got to, if you want to get some power for these characters, whether it be for the final time so that everything wraps up nicely, or whether you believe that hopefully it will continue into the next iteration of whatever this universe takes shape as.
Yeah.
You kind of got to go into that. If you like it, watch it. If you don't, then you're not missing out on much because you kind of semi-avoided it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
It's a great shame because I love.
It is a damn shame. Yeah.
I think the first one is. In my head, it's still top for me, but it's probably second in terms of I think maybe it's Suicide Squad.
This is still top
Shazam.
5. This is still top 5, maybe top 3 even.
Yeah.
Shazam, and Suicide Squad / Snyder Cut. It's in the
me,
upper echelon.
Suicide Squad, Shazam, Birds of Prey. Aquaman's alright. Wonder Woman's okay, apart from the obviously CGI ending.
The thing is, Shazam 2, I actually really I would pre-order it now.
Really?
That's how much I really did like this movie.
Shazam is one of the few DCU properties I own. I got the steelbook.
Keep it that way. No, no. For those that did love Shazam 1, like Mr. George did, and like I did, I got swayed over. It definitely is the movie done again. Some might say in the best way possible. Some might disagree with that. I just think it continued on thematically very nicely from the first film. All right, it would have been nice to have some sort of in-universe knowledge of a certain Adam that may or may not have been black, but
we'll get into
no
that.
other cosmic deities. But
the Black Adam problems and Dwayne Johnson in general, we'll get into next week because it's a bit of a shit show.
Yeah,
and I don't know about you.
Vin Diesel wasn't enough apparently.
But I've kind of. Because then a video surfaced of them two at Comic-Con last year together, talking, and it's this video is now funnier because of how ironic it is.
Yeah.
Because obviously he did some stuff. But that's for next week. As for now, thanks for listening to this episode, really.
Yeah. Thank you, I guess.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share if you've not done so already. Where can they find us, Connor?
nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com or Pasty Sheep across all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the TikTokers.
Yes,
TikTok.
I put a TikTok on there about me opening a parcel.
But go and find out what the parcel is down below.
Yes.
A mystery